Okay, so let's move on to stage 2. So this is what I would kind of call a sort of a lift and reshape or a re-platform. So what we're doing here is we're taking the same monolithic application that we could also have had in stage 1 or have had in stage 1, but actually putting it on a different platform. And we don't necessarily mean platform by cloud platform, but actually running in a different environment, if you like. So we go from that sort of instance, as some people call it, in the cloud, or virtual machine in the cloud, to actually running it in a containerized environment. Okay, so this is the first time where we kind of shove that big monolithic application into a containerized environment and try and really kind of make it behave as if it were in that native to that particular environment.
Well, I actually see rehost and the replatform, the way that you're describing it, many of the organizations that I work with, their lift and shift means that they containerize. That is how they are doing their lift and shift. So we're going to take everything and we're going to build a container. We're going to bring in a specialist who knows how to build a container, and they build a single massive container.
Wow.
And so they're right. And so I often see that that's their first step. I'm a hater, but I will support them when they do that. And then if we want to use that term replatform in that same context, it is helping them to take the database and put the database somewhere else. Think about having, if it's an n-tier application, thinking about having a container. It can be a single container. It's not going to scale out horizontally, but a single container per layer, to start to do an intro to replatforming. All of these things we've drawn as heavy boxes, but there is tremendous overlap. There is no chalk line that says you are rehosting only, or you're replatforming only, or you're refactoring only. It's all shades of gray. I'm trying to categorize it so people understand what their options are, right?
Exactly. And obviously, I guess the advantage would be, as we said, you're kind of looking at, getting a little bit of experience around containers and orchestration, but also it allows you ever so slightly, perhaps, to get, to provide some flexibility and scalability for that application. It's not going to be pretty. It's not probably the best option. It's not going to necessarily scale fantastically as maybe a cloud native application. But hey, it kind of gives you some of that flexibility. And ironically, I was speaking to somebody a while back, and I showed them this chart while we were having some exec dinner somewhere, and lots of wine was flowing. And this guy was from one of these other global system integrators, and when he saw stage 2, he said, "Oh, that's exactly what we do for our customers. We containerize all their apps." So I thought, okay, I'm not going crazy. This actually is it's a happening thing.
Oh no, it is a thing. It's whether it's one container or is it a strategic grouping of containers, and how much of that rejiggering between a single lift and shift, whether it's one VM, one host. The reason that I see a lot of people putting it into a single container is that they have a hard time with the actual IaaS themselves, with spinning up servers and connect and use it, because the names of the different capabilities are slightly different than what they are if I have cables that I'm literally plugging together, right? That I'm using my routers. All of those things are a little bit different. So oftentimes we'll see that first app be completely in a single container. And you're right, there are organizations that have made their lifeblood out of helping people to do some initial decomposition that would categorize on this graphic as that replatforming, a little bit of reshaping, just enough. Right. But I'm not dramatic changes.
Exactly.